Hello, and welcome to Live in Ascent. In this video, we're going to learn how to fill out Form W-4. Let's get started. First, if you need to locate Form W-4, in case your employer didn't provide you with one, go to your web browser and type in IRS.gov. That will bring up the IRS website. On the upper right corner of the site, you will see a search box. Type in W4 and press enter or click on the magnifying glass. You will be presented with a PDF Form W4. Click on it to open it. The form that opens will say Form W4 Employee Withholding Certificate. That's the official name for the Form W4. The form was updated in 2020 and the changes were significant. After you click on the form, you will see 4 pages. The form itself is page number 1. The rest of the pages will include instructions and worksheets. You can download the form and fill it out on your computer and then print it out, or print it out and then fill it out by hand. But depending on your employer, you are more than likely going to receive one at your place of employment. Let's get back to the form. The form called Employee Withholding Certificate. The form consists of 5 steps. Step 1 and 5 are the only steps that are mandatory in order to be valid by the IRS. Step 2, 3, and 4 are optional. Step number 1, your personal information. You will have to fill out your first name and middle initial and your last name. You have to provide your Social Security number. If you want to make sure that your name matches the name on the Social Security card, there's an actual phone number that you can call listed on the form to verify that it matches. Next, you can provide your home address or apartment, city, state, and zip code. In Section C, you will need to pick your filing status, your tax filing status that is. If you don't know it or unsure, you can refer to your prior year tax return and check. Your options are single or married filed separately, married filing jointly, or qualified widower. And the third option here is head of household. In our example, we are doing married filing jointly. You have to complete steps 2 through 4 only if it applies to you. If not, you can skip to step number 5. If you decide not to complete step 2 through 4, your withholdings at this point will be based on your tax filing status above. You can submit your form at this point. How to claim exempt status. In section named Step 4C, you can claim an exemption from the withholding on a W-4 form. This is done by writing exempt in the space below line 4C if you qualify. The exemption is valid for 1 year. You have to reclaim it each year. Step 2, you are going to have to fill this out only if you have multiple jobs or your spouse works. In our example, we have a husband that has 1 job and a wife that has 1 job. You have 3 options. You only have to do one of the following. You can use the IRS.gov estimator that's located on the website, which I highly recommend. Just perform a search for estimator. This tool will provide the most accurate required information. Your next option will be to use the multiple jobs worksheet on page number 3, and then you have to enter the results in step number 4C below. Box C is when you have 2 jobs that are paying about the same. For example, you have one that is paying $85,000 and another that is paying $80,000. All that is required is for you to mark this box. If you choose to mark this box, your spouse will have to do the same on his or her W-4. Let's say that you don't have access to an estimator. The next best thing is to go to the worksheet. We have spouse A, which makes $80,000 a year, and we have spouse B, which makes $50,000 a year, which is a significant difference. Therefore, you are going to refer to the upper portion of the worksheet. The second portion is for single or married filing separately. In our case, we are married filing jointly. This column is the higher paying job. It's $80,000. What we are looking for is right here between $80,000 and $99,999. And the lower paying job will be over here at the $50,000 mark. Next, we are just going to cross these 2 sections here, and it will bring us to the amount of $8,100. $3,120. Then we're going to go to our multiple job worksheets. That is your page number 3. Number 1, where it says 2 jobs, we take the number $8,120 and we put it in here. Number 2 is for a third job. We don't have 3 jobs. We would just skip this portion altogether and move to number 3. Number 3 is where you will enter the amount of your pay periods. So if you're paid weekly, you will enter 52. If you get paid every other week, you will enter 26. And monthly, you will enter 12. In our example, you're getting paid bi-weekly, so we will enter 26. Next, we will take $8,120 and divide it by the amount of pay periods, in this case, 26. And we will arrive at $312.30. On line number 4, we will include the rounded up amount, which is $312. You will also include this amount on your W4 form, $312, and it will go to 4C, step 4C extra withholding. Now let's move down to step 3, claim dependents. Our example income is under $400,000, which means we can use this box. We are reporting 1 child, and therefore you will have to multiply the number of your qualifying children who are under the age of 17 by 2,000. Since we have only 1 child, enter 2,000. You will also have an option to claim your other dependents. An example of this is your elderly grandparents are living with you, and you provide more than half of the support and pay for the housing expenses. You can claim them as dependents. With that particular number of dependents, you will have to multiply it by 500. In our case, we don't have any, so we will put 0 on here or nothing. And this number will go on your line 3 for your 1 child. Step 4 only pertains to you if you have other income that is not from your job. Do not report your side gigs here, such as Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, etc. This income source will be something like interest, dividends, retirement income, which is a 1099-R statement. You will put that amount of income on line 4A, not actually the tax you want to be withheld, but the whole amount. In our example, every year, we receive an interest payment of $3,000. Therefore, we will include $3,000 in this box. Box B is all about your deductions. If you expect to claim deductions other than your standard deduction and you want to reduce your withholding, you're going to have to use the deduction worksheet on page number 3 and enter the results here. The fact is, the standard deduction was significantly raised. Now, more than not, most people will use the standard deduction, and in 4B, we will put 0. In case you are wondering how to change the amount of tax withheld, if you want more taxes out of each paycheck, 1, reduce the number of dependents. 2, add an extra amount to withhold on line 4C. If you want less tax taken out of each paycheck, 1, increase the number on line 4B. 2, reduce the number on line 4A or 4C. 3, increase the number of dependents. Step number 5. You have to sign it. If you do not sign it, you forgot to and submitted the W-4, it's not valid. Place your signature here along with the date. The bottom portion of this section is for employers only. Well, that's all there is to it. Once again, this is how you fill out Form W-4. If you are starting a new job or your family situation changed, you got married and had a child, I highly recommend you update your Form W-4. Thank you for watching. Take care.